General Effect Media is proud to present The Program.
It's The Program for Saturday, December 6th, 2025. I'm Daniel Montoya Jr. for General Effect Media. On the left wing, we've got the hot take himself, Willie B. William Bradfield. Say hello, William.
Hello.
Very good. And on my right wing, no, not really, but on the right, we've got the truth, Aaron Blackley. Say what's up, Aaron.
Sup?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes. It has been 3 weeks, 3 weekends. I guess tomorrow would be 3 weekends from Grand Nationals, 2 weekends from California State, or 1 whole week. Like there's just, we've been separated from band for a while, competitive national marching band. We did have the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which I caught a few snippets of it, but it's been sort of diminishing returns, not the quality of band, but the quality of coverage of the musicians, other than the lip-syncing Demon Hunters or SpongeBob's or whatever. But, you know, it was a good time. It was a good time. So I'm not sure that we can even say we committed to band at all. Was there any way to commit to band?
I mean, I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
I'm fasting.
You're fast. Well, you know, if you fast, that means you can gorge later on, right?
Exactly.
Is that how it goes? Mm-hmm. That's how it goes. That's awesome. I forgot to mention this or ask this last week, but Aaron, what shirt are you wearing today?
This is a...
I thought it was a band shirt.
No, it's just it's Interstellar Barbecue.
But you were wearing a band shirt last week.
Yeah.
Do you remember which one it was?
Was the Jessica Glasgow one, or was that 2 weeks ago?
Nope, that was 2 weeks ago. Last week was a show shirt.
Oh, it was Garden of Love.
Garden of Love.
Yeah.
That's right. It was the Garden of Love. And you're not wearing a band shirt unless someone's doing
No, I got this at Costco for like $5.
a skater t-shirt.
Yeah.
I like Costco. Do you like Costco? Aaron?
Yeah.
Can you like Costco? I don't know. Is it a barbecue? I don't know.
What? They don't
I
know barbecue.
Maybe they buy barbecue from Sam's or something, or
I think
supplies?
I think we go to Sam's Club.
Cisco. I don't know. I don't know what these places are. Well, normally we do a segment called the recap, and we're gonna do a segment called the recap, but it's gonna be a little bit different because I thought it would be fun if we shared what our Spotify recaps, or in Aaron, A for Aaron, Apple it's a recap, right? And we're Spotify wrapped.
Replay, I think is what they call it.
Replay, yes. Because one, we can talk about band a lot, but also I think sometimes, like when I watch my shootubers or whatever, like I like to know a little bit more about their inner workings and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be fun to share, at least with each other. If nobody cares, they can fast forward. I don't know, do you want to do top albums, the top songs, or what would you feel comfortable showing? We'll start with Aaron. We can go to what classification do you want to start with?
I'll do Apple Music has the top 15 artists.
Oh, artists.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know that I have 15 artists.
I'll just do the top 5 to keep it short.
Okay, I have top 5 artists as well.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you have your artists?
Yeah.
Let's do 555-444. We'll do that.
All right. Number 5, I have Bruiser Wolf.
Yes.
Is that who you have?
No. But I like Bruiser Wolf.
I need to clarify out at the front that my 9-year-old daughter also uses my Spotify account in the house. My number 5 is Disney. It just says Disney. I'm sorry.
Hey, man. That's
Your number 5?
My number 5 is Clipping.
I feel so old. All right.
No, you should know Clipping. It's a David Diggs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
His group.
That's that group? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A lot of this actually surprised me. I'm like, really? That was my number 3
Spotify,
or something? Yeah.
They used like the AI to put together the recaps, and it's awful. Like it seems like they're just kind of pushing the bigger artists, like more
Which makes total
relevant
sense
artists.
on this. All right, who's your number 4 then?
My number 4, I have Fly Anakin.
I have Huntrix from Demon Slayers, K-pop Demon Hunters. Sorry.
My number 4 is Clips.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
My number 3 is Joey Valence and Bray.
JVB.
I have Daft Punk as number 3. I'm like the most like right down the middle. All right, go ahead.
My number 3 is actually very surprising because I haven't listened to any of this guy's stuff in like 4 months. The Weeknd.
Oh my gosh!
I haven't listened to The Weeknd.
Well, I mean, his
since
album was so long.
Since his album came out.
That's right. It did come out like at the beginning of this year.
Yeah, but it was too long.
Yeah, that was
Album's
a
too
long
long.
time ago. All right. Okay. Number 2.
You might have not heard of this guy. His name is Kendrick Lamar.
Wow. My number 2 is The Weeknd. But that's the same thing. I was like, I don't remember listening to The Weeknd in months.
My number 2 is Death's Dynamic Shroud.
Of course.
Huh.
Oh, of course.
Wow. Okay. All right. And your number 1 artist for the year?
McKinley Dixon.
Magic Alive.
Magic Alive.
Magic Alive.
Mine was Kendrick Lamar.
I'm surprised Kendrick was not on my top 5. Because any other year he probably
As long as you don't say a certain person's name here, number 1, it's okay.
Number 1. No, I don't like. Number 1, or who was your number 1?
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar. Yeah.
That's why you said.
My number 1 is Model Actress.
So in the comment section, who's top 5 artists do you relate to the most? I'm going to assume it's probably one of these guys, unless you're of a certain age.
I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, I have a very like a terminally online underground hip hop
Sure.
fan music taste. Like other than Kendrick Lamar, Bruiser Wolf and Fly Anakin are pretty obscure. Joey Valence and Bray McKinley Dixon, kind of like sort of well known, but definitely not mainstream. And then Kendrick.
Right.
Mine is more of a like I listen to so many different artists and so many different things that some of them are bound to be top 5, and then this is where it came up.
Huh. Do you have a top albums on yours?
I do.
Let's do top 5 albums.
I don't think I have a.
It's there. Again, I would like to re-clarify that my daughter will talk to Alexa and then play music on Spotify in the house. So as we go, oh my gosh, this is a horrible top 5, but okay.
All right. Number 5, I have Only Dust Remains by Backwash.
Yes.
These albums.
Yes, I listened to that album. Is so good. That album is amazing.
My number 5 is Lux by Rosalia. Yes. It's the main album I've been listening to the last few weeks. Willie?
Is this our number 1 or
top 5?
Top 5. Number 5, Dead Channel Sky clipping.
Okay. All right. Okay. Number 4.
Vanisher Horizon Scraper by Quedeca.
I'm surprised that that's not on my top 5.
Yeah.
Because I listened to that album a lot when it came out.
I'm literally that meme of the math thing going in my head. Kind of like, okay. All right. My number 4 was, I don't know why it's this album, To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. I mean, it's a great album and there's great songs, but that's the one that's in my top 5? Okay.
My number 4 is Eusexua by FKA Twigs.
Okay, I know that artist.
Yeah. My number 3 is Hyper Youth by Joey Valence and Bray.
That would make sense. Again, I can't. If you ever have kids, or if you have kids out there, inevitably your kids will fall in love with music you don't like, or you despise, or wonder, I can't believe you like that. Mufasa the Lion King is my number 3 because my daughter loves that soundtrack. I think that might be her favorite Disney soundtrack, which I know there's some Lin-Manuel songs on there, but at least play the real Lion King. Anyway, all right, that's number 3 for me.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Condolences. Drop a. What do they put it in the chat an F?
F, yeah.
Drop an F in the chat.
My number 3 is Let God Sort Him Out by Clips.
It's some good bangers on that album.
That was my number 13, which surprised me. I feel like I listened to that way more. But yes, my number 2 was in parentheses, Forever Dream by Fly Anakin.
At least you're consistent with your artists and albums.
Yeah. And the reason why is basically one song. I mean, I like the album a lot, but there's one song in specific that I just cannot get enough of. Like basically anytime I get in the car, that's the first song I put on.
Oh, that's high praise. Should they come on the show?
If he wants, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Or not. All right. Again, number 2, Moana 2, not Moana 1. My daughter must not like the classics. She likes Moana 2. And so that's my second most played. I need to give her. Do they have family? No, I don't know.
You can do family.
Yeah, but I think when she says
she's too young for.
Well, when she says it, she doesn't have a phone because we're not like that. Not that there's any. Well, we've decided there's things wrong with that. But also, like in the house, she'll go, "Hey Alexa, play Moana 2 soundtrack," and so it's connected to my Spotify account. So I guess if I connected it to I don't know, I'll have to figure it out. So this doesn't ruin my Wrapped for next year. All right, number 2.
My number 2 is "Hurry Up Tomorrow," The Weeknd.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think I've listened to a single track of that album since like June.
Correct.
But
yeah, exactly. And your number 1 album of the year,
"Magic Alive" by McKinley Dixon.
When I edit this, I'm going to start jotting all these down and listen to a song. My number 1 album of the year was K-pop Demon Hunters. Shout out to my daughter.
My number 1 is "Pirouette" by Model Actress.
There's a lot of music that you've discussed, both of you, that I don't know about. I'm interested to check these songs out or albums. I'll go to the album and find the most played, and then I'm going to listen to that one.
I do want to mention one more album that got onto my top 15.
All right.
OG Chemo, "Mann bei Stund." It is the best German hip hop album of all time.
Wow.
It is so good.
German
hip hop. No, I always like coming across albums that are in different languages, and I'm like, what? This is cool, or different genres of music. So, all right. Well, that was the weirdest recap episode of the year, but it was fun, I thought. And I can check the analytics to see when people skip the most. This might be, I don't know, who knows? I might skip mine, but yeah, that was the recap. So we won't have a recap next week because there's no band to talk about for the next few weeks. But maybe we'll recap news if there was more drum corps news. Nothing really came out that I think, other than older stuff, or maybe somebody announced a caption hit or something like that. But I'm more excited about show stuff. So when more of that stuff comes out, we'll talk about it. Well, as we mentioned in previous weeks, as the season was dying down, as we want to quote unquote fill airtime, it's a great time for us to answer questions, check the comments, discuss things that people have sent in to us. And we're going to tackle 2 topics today on Inside the Arc. Topic number 1, this question has to do with the sustainability of specific show uniforms and costumes in the activity. A number of years ago, the Oregon Crusaders, believe it or not, and correct me if I'm wrong, were the first to do a show-specific uniform. That's when they dressed, their uniform was a tree, like the tree trunk. And I don't know if that was the same year as Blue Coats, or if it was the year before Blue Coats won, when they did Downside Up. But regardless, I think Oregon released their uniforms to the public, obviously before Blue Coats, because they didn't do it till their first show.
They were really ugly uniforms, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't like it, but they were the first.
Yeah.
We also used show-specific uniforms in when did Blue Coats win? 18? 16. Boy, I can't do my math. Okay. Well, we used show-specific uniforms a few years when I was at Guardians.
I feel like Blue Coats did it in 09.
What show was that?
Imagine. They had like clouds on the uniform tops.
So it's just a top, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a good. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Someone's probably going to be like,
did they remove the jackets?
I think
they did the flower. I don't know which one did first.
And I bet Blue Devils had done it before. I know they did it with Cabaret Voltaire as well.
I guess if you go into, like, if you start saying, well, like this drum corps did, but
someone's gonna put in the comments like, 1991 insert corps here did.
I think from what this person and what I would say is, when Blue Coats came out with that all white with the blue stripe, we're gonna consider that like that was
the turning point,
the explosion, the catalyst. And indoor percussion and indoor guard every year in every activity have been doing show-specific costumings for years. So that is not new to them. But the expense of outfitting at the time, 85, 100 some odd members of the brass and percussion in the Blue Coats, and then that going to band a few years later, where you got 200 plus kids, it has exploded. Now, most high school bands keep their same bibbers. Most of them are wearing black bibbers or show-specific bibbers. So they're really just doing a top. or they'll do a wrap around the shako or no shako or some sort of customized headpiece. You'll also have groups do it's like a set of like I don't want to call it a vest, but it's an overlay that is consistent, and then they change the underneath every year. So it's like, oh, it's a different color Under Armour long sleeve type thing, but the overlay stays the same or whatever. And it obviously caters to the bands who can afford this. But I know that even smaller bands in budget, they want to do that. They try to do it. And a lot of people do. I work with a program and they're like, well, we charge our kids $55. They're in essence buying their jacket and then they get to keep it. And that's their band fee. But this person was curious about, and it is a good question to ask, not just specifically about these uniforms, but the sustainability of the current trends of high school marching band right now. You know, when we talked about how people were trying to say, hey, well, only one because they're rich. And then you pointed out, well, let's talk about every other rich band that is also in Grand National Finals, some more rich than the champion. Correct. Now, let me ask, you're taking a drink, so I'll start with Willie. Willie, when you were at Cedar Ridge High School, had y'all started to do customized tops or not?
We've never done it.
Oh, do they? And do they ever do custom?
They've never done the custom tops.
Oh my gosh, Cedar Ridge wears the same top?
Now they do like a little stripe thing that they put in the uniform.
Okay.
They never did it when I was there.
Wow. And when you were at the Wood, they had just gotten the brand new uniforms, right?
They got them in like 2012, I want to say. I think.
So that was after.
Oh yeah, my freshman year was 2013.
Gotcha.
And my senior year, 2016, we did custom tops for the show. That was the first time Westwood had ever done that.
Gotcha. Now, what's interesting, and we obviously know a lot more about Texas stuff because we're here, we see all these bands all the time. Other than Flower Mound, has the champion ever changed their whole setup and won? Because we think about Hebron, and they've mainly only changed like the under.
Do you mean during the show or just in general?
Like that was their show. Like they had show specific tops. I mean Vandergrift, but they have. But isn't it like just a variation of the same?
I think
No,
the spotlight uniforms.
They had like overtops. It wasn't like a traditional marching top. It was
Spotlight one. Was that the one that won? I mean, they won 2 years in a row. I can't remember what the other show was.
Yeah, no,
Juliet.
no.
And Juliet was
Into the Grid.
pinstriped.
No, I don't think they won with Into the Grid.
No. Somebody's feverishly. Matthew is going to send this to me a few days from now, and I'm not going to know what he means. He's going to go, that show was this. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I go, okay, yeah. But, Flower Mound has done custom tops for a long time, probably since they saw Bluecoats do it, right? Like 16, 17, I feel like maybe that's when they started doing.
Yeah.
Because they did do the clouds in the blue, and they've done new ones. And then this year they had basically an entire uniform change, which was really cool and really effective, I thought. So you haven't really done it. You said the program that you came from doesn't really do it. If you don't mind, do you remember what your band fees were, or did you pay band fees at Cedar Ridge High School in Round Rock ISD?
I don't remember the exact number, but my freshman year it was under $1,000. But
did y'all go anywhere, or was that just?
We went to Atlanta.
Okay. So do you remember what you paid for when you didn't go out of state? Or do you know offhand maybe?
I don't know the exact number. It's been so long I forgot.
Oh, okay. Do you remember what your fees were ever?
Roughly. I remember my parents, who are pretty well off. I remember them complaining about how expensive the band fees were back then, and now like knowing what they are now, it's just kind of funny.
Do you know? Do you have a sibling in the band, or
no? She's not in band, but she has friends who are
choir
in band.
kid.
Theater kid.
Theater, gotcha. What are the fees right now, basically, that you know of? Allegedly. We'll say allegedly.
I honestly do not want to put a guess on it. I don't have any level of confidence.
You don't want to get an email? Okay.
What I remember from high school when I went, it was like maybe $250 my freshman year.
Mm-hmm. And that was with no like real trip other than just band competition.
Yeah, our biggest trip was to Duncanville.
I remember that. All along the Watchtower?
Mm-hmm. And then I think our most expensive year was my junior year when we went to Atlanta. It was like $600, I think.
Oh, wow.
I think 500, 600, something like that.
Sure. Yeah. So y'all. I don't want to speak for how y'all enjoy band or like band or all these types of things. I obviously when I marched, and it seems like when y'all marched, we literally wore that uniform. It was our high school marching band, football game uniform. It was our competition uniform. There was nothing that changed. And then little by little, now we get show specific things. I did mention this to Aiden, we're waiting for his assignment. He's still on assignment. When I was walking through the warm-up zone of DCI for semis, I am in no way, shape, or form a traditionalist that goes, we need to get rid of electronics, we need to get rid of this, and everyone needs to wear the uniform. It is nice when you could know, like, oh, well, that's definitely Phantom Regiment, right? And I'd go like, who is this? And he goes, oh, that's Blue Stars, or I don't know, like, oh, was it? I knew Blue Knights because they looked like pipes, right? Like that was easy. But it was a little confusing because I didn't know who these bands were. Same thing if you catch the feed in the middle of it for BOA, then you're kind of like, wait, who is that one? And then you if you don't know, like if you didn't know that was Broken Arrow, would you have known that was Broken Arrow? And they're all white cream, this and this. Maybe. More often than not, probably not. But that goes for a lot of these bands. Do you enjoy? Let's just start there. Do you enjoy these custom show uniforms, show tops from year to year with high schools?
I would say if it makes sense and it fits the show very well and they do it well, then it works. But I'm very much it has to work really well. Otherwise, don't even bother.
I agree.
Yeah, that's my take basically. If the uniforms make the show any more immersive or effective, then I think it works. But if you're just like, I see all these bands who, and this isn't a knock against them, they don't have very complicated choreography. It's just that the level that a lot of bands are at. But they have like no shakos, when like the whole point of not having shakos is to like allow your body to emote more, gives more like, your face. You can do maybe more complicated movement. But shakos are really effective when you're not doing that because it makes everyone look uniform.
It makes the readability way better and also easier for the judges too.
Correct. Yeah, because when you remove the shako, the headpiece, now we have to take your face into account as a part of effect, especially in indoor when you can get up close and personal because you're only so many rows away from them. But yeah, you're right. Like if you're not going to utilize the facial aspect or any of this in a way, just put the shakos on. I think that will be fine. Do you think that a lot of bands who are not in your upper echelon, however you decide you want to describe that, do you think they feel pressured to have custom show tops because they think that's the way you win? We'll start with there.
Yes.
I mean, that's a gimme. That's a gimme. Yeah. Do you want to add on to that, Will?
I mean, I would say yeah. Okay. But I mean, it's kind of like a situation where why are you doing? You could be spending the money that you're spending on show tops on private lesson teachers, clinicians, correct, things to make the band better, instead of just giving them a nice fancy top and saying visual score.
Right.
Go do.
And I can tell you that I have. And of course, I rarely ever judge visual stuff, but as an effect judge, music effect, you can speak on visual effect. I don't think I've ever gone, what would be better here is if you had custom show tops. That I would have put you in finals. If you don't say that, you can't say that, you shouldn't say that, right? Like, you still have bands that make finals at major competitions wearing their normal everyday marching band uniform. Sometimes they're lucky because it's like all black or it's some variation, or they change. Like when it used to be like, well, we're going to change our what is this thing called? Do you remember? Strap?
A sash.
Sash,
yeah.
We're going to have a show sash. It was like, oh, cool. I think it was Reagan. Yeah, it was Reagan. It was like Reagan had an all black uniform, and it was like, it said Reagan, and then the show sash was either like white or silver. Like that was what they did. Like, oh, that's cool. And then it became like, oh, we have holes for the B for buoy, or the holes in the A for Avon, and that's the color. So we're going to do gold this year. Like, it used to be so easy. It used to be so basic. It used to be so cheap, right? In a good way, not like cheap, like. But now, that's the thing, which leads me to this, and we are in the year 2025, and however you want to look at things are expensive. Groceries are expensive. Things are expensive. We'll just leave it at that. Band is still expensive. I have felt that we were on a trajectory where a bubble could burst for the amount of money we are spending on marching band. In whatever way you want to describe. I thought COVID was going to do it. It didn't. But in a world where, and this is not a knock, the market is the market. Program coordinator, music arranger, percussion arranger, electronics designer, electronics engineer, band choreographer, color guard choreographer. Like, you can go on, and you have 10 to 15 different people responsible for lots of things that the band directors used to handle. When things get so expensive, you start cutting costs, and I don't know where the costs come from, but we're going to reach a boiling point if we're not already there, where show specific, like, you can't pass any more of the cost to the kids. Like, how much is too much? That's not a discussion for us to have, because every district is different, and we don't want to say there should be. I don't think a salary cap is what we're referring to or anything. Different districts, different things. But I mean, I guess I want to make this a broader thing instead of just specifically show specific costumes and uniforms. Is the bubble gonna burst soon, Aaron? Like, how are we already asking too much for these kids to pay, these parents?
I think we are. Just knowing what I hear from, like, my parents' friends who have kids in band, like, a big reason why a lot of them are dropping out is because they just can't afford it. And I mean, there's multiple factors into that. But that's coming from Westwood, which is pretty well off. It's not like we're not talking Westlake or Vandergrift, nothing like that. But it's
one of the. Is that the most well off Round Rock school? Probably.
I think it's. I want to say it was last I checked, the medium income was tied with Round Rock.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, basically any it's still in Austin, but it might as well be like a Leander Round Rock suburb. I mean, it's right by Lakeline Mall. So all of the suburbs of Austin, like a lot of the major cities, that's where all the money is going. And older houses out there in Westwood, which are worth quite a bit of money. But to your point is when well-off schools are having issues with people being able to afford things, that's a big deal for a non-well-off school like my school. Shout out to Crockett High School, Crockett 93. It's a 5A school now, which is the second division, and there's no way that school financially can compete. Actually, I don't know any non-James Bowie Austin ISD school.
Anderson, maybe?
Well, I was going to say McCallum, but they're a fine arts academy, so they get. I don't want to say McCallum is different, but I think they are different. Anderson did make 5A state this year, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah. But James Bowie's consistently almost since its birth has been the most successful Austin high school band. You have to go to your Westlakes, your Leanders, your Round Rocks, your Pflugervilles, and whatnot. What do you think about the cost of band?
I think people. It's going to have to do with program coordination. People are paying their band. Students are paying their band fees, and where do you think the fees go? They go into paying the program coordinators. They go into paying for the uniforms. They go into paying for everything. So you are partially paying for the show. And if you don't get a great product, a great show from the designers, then I think the parents are kind of getting screwed a little bit.
That is a good point. That is a very good point. Do any of y'all have siblings in dance at all, or close relationships with people who were involved in dance?
Yes.
Here in Texas, we have drill team. That's what I'm referring to. And they pay a pretty penny, don't they, to be in drill team? Because they have to actually have a custom drill team uniform, right? Like that's theirs, and they probably have to get it every year because the uniform you fit your sophomore year is not the uniform you can probably fit your senior year. It's just the way we grow. It used to be we're like, man, I'm glad my kid's not in dance. Now it might be like, do I want my kid in band? It might be the same amount of money. Do football players have to pay a lot of money, or are they just so well funded? High school football.
Oh, it's definitely a funding thing. I was going to actually mention. I mean, fine arts programs are largely across the state getting cut.
It's true.
And then if the bands want to keep up the same level of how much they're paying for program coordination and all that, if they're not losing money in their budget, then that's going to get offloaded onto the parents. So that's why I think it's just going to continue to get worse.
I agree. I know that several bands have said we can't pay this amount of money, and they've talked to their designers and go, "Would you be willing to work for this amount? We're really sorry. Our booth shippers come to us, and we lost this show. You know, we couldn't have a TCGC show because there was a shooting, at a show months ago. We can't have a BOA at our schools. So we had to lose people. These schools are losing fundraising opportunities, and so you're right. I mean, at some point, the parent group is going to stand up and go I don't think it's a good idea to pay a program coordinator $16,000. I'm not making that number up. I don't think it's a great idea to pay our drill writer $20,000. I'm not making that up. At some point, you got to go you're paying $100,000, and this is coming from someone who makes their living designing for marching band. Though I'm nowhere near the top, I'm nowhere near the bottom. I'm comfortably in the middle for what I charge. So I realize me going they need to pay people less. I'm maybe in fact shooting myself in the foot. Though I do believe in free market capitalism. But yeah, we're going to get to a point where it's we can't afford $100,000 a year to pay for our show. How many mulch drives can we do in Leander ISD when every school is doing a mulch drive? I'm just making that up. I don't know if they all do one, but a lot of them do.
I feel like they all do.
And it's better whenever the directors themselves design the shows.
Mm-hmm.
I think Reagan did that for a while, and then
I think it can depend.
Yeah, it can depend. But then also Marian Catholic did it for forever,
right?
And it worked out really well. But then more often than not, the directors realize, I can make more money designing than I can teaching at this school. So then they stop, and then they just design shows. And
many such cases.
That's a whole other discussion about that pipeline. Directors leaving to be designers is our version of MLM. Sort of hey, do you want to be your own boss? I can teach. That's really what it is. Everyone thinks it's easy. Everyone thinks they can do it, and so far they're kind of right. But that bubble, that's a whole other bubble that's going to burst. But to kind of wrap up this specific thing. Something is going to give if it's show-specific costuming, if it's a program coordinator. There was a time, and we can speak to it. There was a time when the assistant band director at your school wrote the drill. Mm-hmm. I wrote the music. The percussion teacher wrote the percussion music. And then the guard person wrote the guard choreography. Mm-hmm. So the only thing they shipped out was me. I was the only one that was not an employee. I don't know if they got paid for the books or the drill. I don't know any of that. I'm sure it was easier to pay the guard person because they're not an official band director, so to speak. But that was the way it used to be. At Cedar Park, their percussion person used to write the book. At Vista Ridge, they used to write the book. And at some point, the district was like, well, you can't double dip. And they go, well, then I'm not going to write it. And so then now you have to farm it out. Now, it works out for a Vista Ridge and a Cedar Park. They're still, they can focus on the teaching and all this stuff. But to your point, at the initial heyday of the Reagan band, the band director's wife was the horn arranger. The percussion teachers, when I was there, me and Roland, wrote the percussion book. Aaron Guidry did the music, but the wife orchestrated it. Kevin Nix and Mark Chambers, who were both on staff, wrote the drill, and they wrote the cut. It was so much in-house. And they were one of the most innovative bands of the early 2000s. And at some point, I won't point many names, but at some point, a typical designer popped on the stage, and everyone thought that's what we need to do. And now we've trickled down to, well, we've got to hire these 5 people. That's the only way to win. Well, guess what? I want $20,000 to write drill. I want $12,000 to write music. I'm going to need $40,000 to coordinate. On and on. Oh, and they have to hire my team too. Mm-hmm. It's never just that. So. Yeah. I don't think it's sustainable. I don't think where we are at and where we are headed is sustainable. If people out there think it is, I think they're lying to themselves.
This is kind of an offshoot, but you see a lot of bands doing competitions every weekend, and you throw in a couple BOA regionals, maybe a super regional, throw in Grand Nats. That's not cheap.
That's a lot of money.
That's the other part. And yeah, you're right.
I think. Money is one of the biggest things I hear from my parents talk about from their friends. But the biggest thing is the time.
Oh.
it is such a time commitment these days. And I remember like I feel like we went to like 3 outside of UIL, like maybe 3 competitions all year.
Duncanville, Westlake. Was Westlake still a thing?
Yeah, we would always do my freshman year was the first BOA Austin. So we would do BOA Austin, then we'd do one in like early October and then one at the end of October.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It would be like 5 shows and 2 of them were UIL. Yeah, because it's like we're talking $10,000 to $12,000 a trip for all the buses if you're in a Westwood size band, right? Probably. They told me numbers. I'm sure it's an amazing amount of money to get your band to San Antonio. And if you do BOA San Antonio and you are a band that thinks you might make finals, you are getting buses. And if you're in Austin area, you're getting buses on Friday and Saturday. Dallas, Houston, they just get it for Saturday. I'm sure the money is all different. If you go to BOA Arlington, that tells you how long it's been. If you go to a Dallas regional and you're from Austin, buses. Houston, buses. Yeah, it's expensive. I was able to have a job when I was in high school band, but we did UIL, and back then area was every other year, just like when y'all marched. The Westlake Marching Festival and like the Capital City March. We had like 4 shows and we rehearsed our 8 hours and I could have a job. But it's tough these days. You're right. And it's keeping up with the Joneses. And it's gonna hit. The housing bubble is gonna burst.
What I say is go to more local contests. Support the local programs. Make it affordable for everybody.
Make local programs attractive to bigger bands. By bigger, I say the more national known programs and size. By judging panels, maybe redoing the judging criteria or the judging systems. We have a lot of great stadiums here in the greater Austin area. The Crack is where most of the good shows are at. But, we have a lot of other stadiums that can be utilized, and same thing for Houston, Dallas, and there's great shows in Dallas. So that's a good,
Dallas is like kind of like they've got like the last bastion of a local contest. Cause I mean, in Austin, you've lost Westlake.
We lost Westlake. Capital City still exists.
Yeah. Cap City is hanging in there.
But you have like is it the Remo Cup or something like that? Or one of the US bands type championships?
Yeah, there's US bands, and then Friendswood, they used to have a really big
You're right.
contest in Houston. Now, like Houston has like the only big local contest left is at least the one that's easy to find information on is Lone Star Preview.
Well, I was going to add 2 more to that, and there's another thing. So Lone Star Preview, Galena Park, and then there's one that Alvin hosts. I think that's part of Iowa Colony, right? Like I think that's. And the reason why these contests are existing is because that's where area is held. So like Channelview hosts, shout out to Channelview, they host a band contest that people go to because area or UIL is at their stadium. Troy, shout out to Troy, they have like a Tuesday middle of the week band competition because that's where area or UIL is held. So that's kind of the other thing is if you can have UIL region or area at your stadium, people will go because they want to get a run in. So, the bubble's going to burst. Sorry, guys. So no, I don't think it's sustainable. But for how long? Who knows? It could be 5 or 10 years, but the pendulum's going to swing back. Get ready. Second topic on this week's Inside the Arc, something that is near and dear to 2 of our hearts. Not that it wouldn't be to you, but you're a low brass player.
Brass generalist.
Okay. All right. Aaron Brassley. All right. UIL, when did they switch? 22 to the 7-judge panel?
21.
21 was the first.
21, thank you. 21. We switched to the 7-judge panel for state marching contest. What did we switch to recently at area?
It's still 5 judges, but it's music, brass, music, woodwinds, music, percussion, and then 2 visual.
At state now we have music woodwinds, music brass, music percussion, music ensemble.
Visual
ensemble, visual individual content
C&D.
design. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to say Aaron because he's the nerdier of us. All of the 7 are weighted the same at state championships.
Yes.
Correct. That means woodwinds equals brass equals percussion equals all that stuff. Which means, as we saw this year, if you have a weaker caption, and not just weak like everyone's getting the same number and then you're like 2 away. If you get a significant number away, 8th, for example, that carries the same amount of weight that it can weigh you down and pull you down a spot. If you look at the recap from state finals, 6 out of the 7 captions, basically, Hebron was like on fire, neck and neck at least with Flower Mound. And then percussion is what really kept them from winning state. If we look back, there was a year when Vandergrift and Hebron tied. Vandergrift's woodwinds were low, Hebron's percussion was low, but it equaled out. Vandergrift won the tie. I love percussion, and I am glad that we are getting recognized. We have a judge. We have all of these things. I'll restate again, just because they have a caption doesn't mean that the judges have all been quality. More often than not, they have been quality, but Breland's percussion judge was not. Sorry, I'll put my name on it. I'll stand on business. I'll say it with my chest. Maybe the weakest percussion judge we have had at UIL prelims, the most important marching band show of the year. It was an injustice, I believe, to our percussion program. So hopefully that is being rectified. Having said all of that, I am not sure that percussion should be weighed as heavily as woodwinds or brass. That's my opening statement. What do y'all think?
I agree. However, when you have an ordinal system, what are you supposed to do? I think the issue is not. I mean, you can fix the weighting.
It's really good
if you get rid of the ordinal system. The ordinal system is stupid, and it has been stupid for years.
That's a good point, Aaron. I didn't think about that. What do you think about that, Willie B? Willie Beeman.
Yeah, it's hard. It's difficult. Because on one hand, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. But on the other hand, if you're saying that it should be weighted less to percussion sections, it's like, oh, we don't matter as much.
Sure.
We don't matter. Oh, that sucks. That stings. But what Aaron was saying about how the ordinal system is dumb, maybe we could have one where we keep the scores, that 1,000 thing, and then we just combine them all up. All the 1,000 points and see who gets.
So we changed that, so they become a part of the overall.
Yeah, instead of just like, it's like, oh, they got an ordinal 1, but that's not adding like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
So let me ask you this by saying this first. Are there other major competitions, and by major I want to say national progress state competitions or state competitions, that actually do it the way Texas does it with the 6A and 5A with woodwinds, brass, percussion?
No,
Okay.
I do not think so.
So this is great for percussionists to get a reward, because in BOA you get a box of like 50 points that says percussion 50. Like it used to be like that was the percussion score, but you never really saw it because it wasn't published. It was on your sheet that we literally had sheets back in the day. Would you be open to the idea of us still having a percussion caption, but it doesn't count to the overall scores? You just see it as a caption.
No.
What if we pulled it away and only 6 counted?
No, because I think everything matters. I don't think it should be just that. It should be a caption like, oh, you win percussion, but you don't really matter to the overall score.
Because then you could get into, we would have won state if the percussion had counted, or we would have made state finals if the percussion counted. You're right. Then we get into
and also a everything matters. It's a marching band, not a wind ensemble with a side of percussion.
So do you think then we pendulumed too far in saying a woodwind judge, brass judge, percussion judge?
Honestly, I like it. I don't think you should be able to hide any of your sections.
Agreed.
But my issue is still with the ordinal system at the end of the day.
Do you like the order system, Willie?
To a point. I do like the fact that it's not just brass, woodwind, percussion, and that there's an actual ensemble in there to kind of balance it out. To be like, this is how the entire thing works together. In contrast to the area sheets where everybody is judging ensemble, but they're also judging their little section. So
so I'd be curious if we kept the 7 judges, if we're keeping the ordinal system, that might be the last thing that ever changes.
Yeah, unfortunately,
just because they've been married to the ordinal system for so long. If we had the 7 judges, but we did what Willie said, and woodwinds, brass, and percussion are merged into one, and then you get an ordinal out of that one. So then but then that becomes like a second music ensemble judge. Then you have like music, visual, content, and design. Does that make it any better if the brass, percussion, and
like how we would do area judging, I guess?
Well, but they're still, but it's separate judges. What I mean, what the number becomes, if it's like 1,000, 500, then you have a 2,500 score. And band B has 900, 900, 900, and that's 2,700. Then, like, what I'm saying is it's combined. I don't know if I'm being as clear, but is combining them all to create, in essence, another ensemble judge. But you still have the three, but their scores are combined to create one.
Oh, I know.
I mean, you need a. And if we're also going to keep the very arbitrary feeling tiebreaker system, you have to have an odd number of judges.
Right. So that would come to 5, though. You would have then 5 ordinals, because it'd be like the combination of brass, percussion, woodwinds, music ensemble, individual, ensemble, content, and design. So you still have 5.
Mm-hmm.
You have 7 judges, but you only have 5 scores.
But then you have then that changes. The one thing I do like about UIL is that music is weighted more, and under that system,
oh,
music would
that's
be
true, because then
less.
it becomes 3. Well, 2 visual and a content over 2 music. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
That's a good point.
I like the current sheets under the ordinal system.
I like them. I mean, there's going to be a problem with every single judging format, no matter what you
Agreed.
do. There's no perfect judging
Especially when
format.
you use ordinals.
Yeah, especially with the ordinals. But I think that this is a vast improvement of what it was.
Agreed.
Which they're going in the right direction.
Correct. I will also say that I am greatly a fan of what Brad and Jerry have done with the judging system since we've taken over, and it's changed, and they are listening, because again, these aren't changes that they decided. These are changes that the advisory, the regions, the areas goes up, then they discuss them, then they vote for them. So these are all director-led changes. To your point about the ordinal system and being a fan of the ordinal system, is the problem is the judges we bring in aren't used to the ordinal system, because they're used to a BOA type sheet. So if you judge music ensemble for BOA or for FMBC or ISMO or whatever, and you're used to your like 50 and 50 or 100 and 100, and it just averaged out, and then they come and go like, okay, so we're on a 1,000-point system. Like, what does that mean? Like, well, you go off 1,000 points, which you can go like, okay, I'll just give 100 and then multiply it by 10. But your score doesn't get averaged into another thing. Like, what you call is what you call. And maybe that is why we get into some of these issues with some of these judges, because maybe they don't really fully realize until they've done it. Oh, you mean my 24th place is 24th place? And they're like, yeah, everyone was first and you gave them 24th. Oh boy, start the car. Like, that's not good. So to that point, if no one else is doing ordinals and we can't have Texas people judging Texas shows because their bands are there, or we've already used the same judges, which use the same judges. I don't care. If they're a good judge, let Jeff Osmore judge drums the whole time. Let Lauren Teal judge drums the whole time, I'm just percussion.
And with the percussion judging is what, like, the questions about, like, how percussion is judged.
This was not even a question. This was me after state going like, we need to talk about this.
I think there should be 2.
Do you want to do the old school DCI and put one in the stands and have a like ensemble percussion judge? Because I don't think we should put more people on the field. Or do you want to have a battery judge and a pit judge?
The thing is that
Explain yourself, Willie.
with what I
hurry up
with what I want is they don't even have to be on the field. They can sit up in the back of the stands, because one of them will be judging pit and one of them will be judging drumline. Because with the solo judging system, you're going to have bad reads one way or another. Like, you're going to have a bad read with. It's impossible to get good reads of every single drum line or every single percussion section if you are just having one judge, because they can't be everywhere at once. With a drumline judge and a front ensemble judge, even though it's going to be hard to find that many people for that many 6A, 5A, 4A, everything.
That's only for 4, 5, and 6A, right? That's how they do it. The 7-judge system at state's only for 4A, 5A, 6A. Mm-hmm. So 3 classes only.
But one will be judging front, so they will have a good read of the front the whole time, and one will be following the battery around and having a good read of them 100% of the time.
Sure.
It's difficult. It's probably not logistically good.
Do you then combine theirs to equal one ordinal?
Yes.
I was going to say,
It
they
would
have
be- it
8
would
judges
be-
because
it would
Aaron
be
doesn't
more
like
accurate.
even numbers, he said.
It would be like 500, 500, and it combined into that 1,000.
I would be in support of the idea of 2 judges. Being on the sideline when I was on the broadcast crew for so long, you lose the battery with. I mean, I stood next to Leander's speakers this and you could not hear the battery. It was just right there. So I think that there is something to be said of the battery judge should still be on the field, just so they can at least stay in front or behind
like
the pit.
they have a limit. Like you can go 5 yards in front.
And I think they do. They can. But you would be amazed, or maybe you would know this, checking that how much better you hear if you're just standing on the sideline and the pit's right behind you and the speakers are right behind you. You can actually hear things. You still have to worry about color guard people knocking you over, but at least you can hear it. So, yeah, I think that I forgot about the ordinal system. That, we can't change the weight of it. You either have it or you don't. Well, I'd rather have it so that percussion can be acknowledged, if acknowledged and judged correctly.
Yes, acknowledged accurately.
And not inaccurately and make everyone toss up their hands in the air. But that's
there be a collective mayhem, burning couches.
That was just
when I saw those prelim sheets,
egregious.
Me and some friends almost died.
I will not name names.
How bad they were.
I will not name names because they value my trust. But the things that some very well respected and well known percussion teachers texted to me about.
How long do you think their car was warming up before they?
I don't believe that specific judge thought they did anything wrong. So.
Wow.
And with that was Inside the Arc, talking about percussion judge at UIL. A work in progress, but I'm glad that we get acknowledged and we get respected and all of that stuff. We move now to In the Stands, because I'm interested to hear about this album. If the recap didn't make me feel completely out of left field, this will also, because Aaron said he wanted to talk about this group or album. Is it a group?
It's an individual.
Individual. And I don't know who it is, much like I didn't know like 4 out of your 5 albums and artists. So bake it away, toys.
So REDVEIL.
REDVEIL.
Yeah. I listened to it yesterday.
When did it release?
Yesterday.
Oh. I listened to it today.
Yeah, and then Will texted me. He's like...
I texted him. I was like, holy, this album's crazy.
What kind of genre of music
it's
is this?
Jazz rap is a...
Yeah,
it's probably the best way to sum it.
It's kind of like soul as well.
Yeah, it's very R&B, soul influenced as well. It's also like there's this one song, Mini Me, that's like almost kind of like more psychedelic rock with like jazzy
It's just
elements.
a blend of a bunch of different.
Yeah, it's the production is wild. REDVEIL, he went on Pitchfork. Did his Perfect 10, which is like, it's like a TikTok thing that they do, like where like they'll bring on an artist who dropped an album. It's like, oh, what's your what is your Perfect 10 album? And he's like, yeah, To Pimp a Butterfly was his Perfect 10.
Oh, it's like the Criterion thing where they get actors and actresses to get into the Criterion closet. They pick their like 3. And I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's a Pimp Butterfly?
Yeah,
10
so
10?
he's very influenced by Kendrick
Who is
Lamar.
this guy? Where is he from? What's his deal?
He's from DC.
The DMV.
Yeah.
I could hear the Kendrick influence. It sounded like You. There was one of the songs that sounded like You by Kendrick Lamar. I was like, wait, this sounds like Kendrick, because the production was very similar.
Lots of Kendrick
Wale?
influence.
DMV?
I'd say a fair deal of Tyler, the creator, influence as well, especially with like the soul, like the emphasis on soul. But I mean, he's going crazy on this album. It's
what number album is this for this artist?
this is his 4th album, and the thing is, he's 21.
Holy smokes.
His first album was 2019, so he was 15. So he's been 15, or
He's been
he's
15?
been releasing music since he was 15.
I'm looking this person up.
And he just had a pretty like steady like
my
upward
first
growth.
introduction to him was in the JPEG and Danny album.
Yeah.
That was the first time I've ever even
Scaring
heard
the
of him.
Hose.
Yeah.
Can we say that on this
here?
podcast? That's the name of the album.
You can bleep
You
it
just
out.
did.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm gonna look this up.
Now it's just been, it's cool because like I feel like considering he's young and he's still finding himself.
He's from Maryland, by the way.
Oh,
But that's the DMV.
Yeah. It was like a something county. It was one of the counties that I remember.
Prince
reading.
George's County.
Prince George's County. That's
East
what it was.
Coast hip hop, jazz rap. Yeah, it does say jazz rap.
But seeing him like finally release something. I mean, he's released good music before. He's been respected for a while, but like just
But it's been like, yeah, it's good.
yeah. And then
But
it's
this
like
one's, like,
gradually like he's
crazy
been
good.
getting better, and now he's just finally released a masterpiece, and it's very satisfying when that happens.
Wow. Yeah, he does name check Tyler as the kickstart to his musical interest.
It caught me out of left field too, because I was just scrolling on Spotify and there was like new album by REDVEIL. I'm like, I haven't heard this guy's name in like a year and a half. And then I listened to it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good.
REDVEIL was also on an album, another one of my favorite albums this year, Rich Brian, who's a pretty similar artist, as in, have you heard of Rich Brian?
What I was about to say was I used to listen to Rich Brian when he had a different name. Do you know what he used to go by?
No. I know that he has a controversial past.
Yeah, so I need to look it up to make sure. Okay, so yes, I was correct. So he combined two derogatory terms. One, a derogatory used terms for Asians, and one for black people. And he combined them, and it was Rich Blank.
I just
that's
looked it
right.
up.
Yeah, so I was listening to some of the music
Wow.
that he had come out with under that name. I was like, wow, this guy's getting away with calling himself that.
Yeah, he was a.
That's crazy.
Then it was brought to his attention. He's like, oh, so this isn't good? All right, so then he changed it to Rich Brian.
He was a Childish Gambino fan. That was like his first.
Totally
influence.
makes sense.
That's
Yeah, and a lot of his videos and his, I mean, he was a kid like when he was first come out kid,
Yeah.
and everyone's a kid. So, you know, I get it. I particularly didn't.
yeah.
care.
He's another artist who's young and has had quite the glow up.
Correct. Yeah.
And REDVEIL was on.
I think if that wasn't that on your full, like you had posted in the Slack, like your full, and I saw Rich Brian. I was like, is that the same Rich Brian? Oh.
Where's My Head? It's a very cool album.
Wow.
Also has Ski Mask the Slump
Dude,
God.
Ski Mask the Slum Dog? Ski Mask
Ski
the,
Mask the.
Yes.
I'm forgetting it.
Did I
messed
mess
me
it up? I'm sorry.
You messed me up. It's the Slump God. Slump God, yeah. Ski Mask
Is
the
he
Slump
DMV
God.
also?
I think he's Atlanta. Rich Brian. He's Indonesian.
Rich Brian's Indonesian.
Then he moved to
Florida
California.
is where Ski Mask is from.
Okay.
Broward County. Yeah, I like Ski Mask. I like Rich Brian. Okay, so would I like REDVEIL then? With that, if I like that type of or not?
Honestly, I'm
It's very
not
different.
familiar with Rich Brian's
That's
old
fine.
stuff.
So I should listen to a Mini Me.
Yeah, Mini Me. That's probably a good place. But I mean, the whole album. Like,
I'm going to put it on in my car when I leave here.
Put the whole thing on from track one.
Yeah.
Because the track one's a good introduction
Okay.
to how the rest
Very
of
good.
the feel.
I will do that. Well, everyone check out REDVEIL. What's the album called?
It's hard to
Sankofa?
pronounce. Sankofa.
Sankofa.
That tells you these guys don't really know.
Yeah, we don't know anything.
Yeah, Sankofa.
Sankofa.
Sankofa. One word.
Sankofa. Yep. Check it out. Sankofa. All right. That was a good episode. About an hour long.
Short.
Short and sweet in comparison. I was going to and this is news to these fools. So I've decided to start a new series on the channel. Sorry, guys, it'll be a solo series, but a solo interview series that I am going to entitle Judging 101. And I'm going to do an overview of what judging's supposed to be, how we do it. Someone had written in and said, do you start at 100 and take away? Or, so it's like, oh, these are like, you want to know the tick system versus rewarding. And then I will break down each caption as what they're supposed to be looking at, how they're supposed to judge it. On my own, I'll do music effect, but then I intend to bring in judges that have judged music ensemble, music individual, visual general effect, like that, and get them to talk about the stuff that they're looking for, that they're listening for, why they would award this, why would they not, and then definitely in each episode hammer down or hammer home the box system, box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what it's supposed to be. A lot of this is informative for fans and parents to understand. Well, I don't understand why we got that score. We did so good. Shouldn't we have won? Or why did we get 54th place in music effect when we got 12th place in visual effect, right? Like, and as I've said multiple times, sometimes it's just not your fault. They ran out of numbers. So something that I want to do between now and it'll just kind of be spread out. It's not going to be like every week. It's going to be based on availability. But that will be coming out. So check back for Judging 101. And that'll be that. So anything for the good of the order?
I hope for many drum corps leaks.
Well, I'm surrounded by two of the most informed of leaks, gentlefolk. So what I'm trying to say is I get all my leaks from one of you.
I'd say we get some stuff pretty early. Normally.
Yeah. Really, there's a third person that is a part of the Slack that gets a lot. But he's not local to the city. He's barely local to a real city. Apologies to the panhandle of Texas. But all right, that's the program. We'll see you sometime in the next week or so, depending. Hopefully, if some news breaks. We'll see. All right. Are you going to salute?
No, I was just adjusting my hand.
All right, that's the program. We'll catch you next time.
Now I'll salute.
What?